So, hello, secret code name Elephant, and welcome back to Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot. These are the full moon in Cancer sweet release secret code name readings. If this reading was not purchased by you, but you are drawn to the secret code name, there is likely a message in here for you. If you'd ever like your own secret code name reading, the link to my Etsy shop is in the description and you can book them there. This sweet release themed moon event will answer what shadow is being released and advice on how to best do that so you can leave those lessons behind you. I've pulled from my Icarus Tarot, a milestone into understanding the shadow being released and what that shadow looks like, insight from my Night Sun Tarot. And then I've pulled the guidance card from my Love Your Inner Goddess deck. So, getting into this secret code name Elephant. This flew out and I was like, oh, how fitting. It's literally Ganesh and it's the elephant, right? It is the elephant on the Magician card. The shadow of the Magician, okay, is manipulation. Now, manipulation, most people don't realize they're even doing it, okay, to be fair. Most people don't even realize they're trying to manipulate an outcome by choosing certain things. And usually manipulation comes from overthinking, right? The Magician is a mercurial card and it is ruled, Mercury is ruled by both Virgo and Gemini. Gemini is a sign of very consciously aware thoughts spinning around right on the surface, thoughts that you're easily running through in your mind. Virgo is the perfection of a plan. So when we deal with manipulation, it literally deals with overthinking, trying to achieve a perfect result. When we overthink to try and get a perfect result, we're not flowing. And when we're not flowing, we're trying to manipulate the outcome with what we think we want and how it should be, how we want it to be, right? Thinking of all the ways to get the goal versus simply just flowing to it. Right? The opposite signs of Virgo and Gemini are Pisces and Sagittarius, which ironically were both originally ruled by Jupiter, which is blessings, and they're signs of higher vision and flow, this flow of soul, right? And seeing the higher purpose behind things. So you might not be able to see the first step in front of you, right? With Sagittarius or Piscean energy like you would Virgo or Gemini. Gemini knows, all of the different paths to take as far as next best action, and Virgo chooses the best one, the perfect one. And yet that's not necessarily the way. The way is yet to be seen. The only thing that needs to be seen is the goal. The steps need to flow, because when the steps flow, the goal is achieved. Taking one step at a time in flow versus one step at a time, choice by choice, according to what the mind, which Mercury embodies, according to what the mind thinks. The mind thinks a lot of things, but the soul feels and the soul flows. And if you want to achieve a certain goal result, then you have to flow to it, okay? So with the shadow being manipulation and not realizing how you're manipulating things by letting the mind overthinking it to perfection, right? We have insight into this. The Lover's card is clarified by the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse, clarified by the Empress card. The Lovers is another Geminian ruled card, okay? And it was originally the choice card. And what you don't realize, the choice that you're making when your heart and mind, your soul and your thoughts are not in union with each other, right? When your masculine shot calling ability, choice ability is not actually in alignment with the flow, what you essentially create is a path forward lined with tripwires, right? Because if you look at this Five of Wands, which is the internal conflict between the masculine and the feminine, you can see the masculine is not actually connected or touching the feminine, and the feminine is resisting or pushing away the masculine's choices. The soul doesn't actually like what the mind is overthinking and choosing because it sets up tripwires. It sets up the path forward, but there's tripwires all along the path forward, right? When you're constantly overthinking, what you're not realizing is, as much as you're trying to avoid the tripwires, the overthinking is what has you trip up. Overthinking it to perfection is having you feel like you're tripping up. And that's the manipulation causing you to fall, right? The egoic choice versus the soul flow. And then you're left wondering why there was no new beginning, why no foundation, right? Because the Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse. Nothing actually pops off for you. It's always kind of falling down. And if you look at the symbol of Earth, because in the upright, this is the symbol of Earth. It's the downward pointing triangle, a symbol of the feminine, with the line through it. But when you flip it in the reverse, that symbol becomes the alchemical symbol for air. The new beginning can't start because you're thinking too much, right? You're thinking too much. And then you wonder why the creation is cracked, right? This is the Empress card, and she looks crazy, like, what the fuck? Because her egg, her creation, is cracked right in her lap. It never got a chance to come into form. And yet she's wearing the crown of thorns. You know, it's almost like hanging the innocent. You're like, but I'm innocent, but I'm innocent. Well, Spirit's like, yeah, your intentions are good, but you're manipulating, right? You're manipulating in that you're trying to figure out the best move to make, move at a time, instead of just simply flowing. So the guidance card that we have in order to overcome this shadow is Spirit Warrior. It's card number 19. It says, be brave and true. So I'm going to read some of this for you. It says, you are earning the right to make significant progress in your life. The universe will make certain you are ready for the breakthrough by testing your spiritual maturity. The universe wants to make sure that you are wise enough to use our increased power and any other blessings wisely and not hurt ourselves or others. Even if no one else knows about it, you will behave with integrity and be true to yourself. Will you be kind even when you could be in the position to judge another? Be the best human you can be and know that any tests you are going through are actually predictions of positive changes and divine gifts headed your way. Integrity means being true to yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone else says about it or if their values are different to yours. When you are becoming a spirit warrior, you are learning to stand up and fight with love for what matters to you. Sometimes it can seem like spirit warriors need to live to a higher standard than others. When you need to be the better person in a situation, it's been set up that way by the universe because you can actually be that person. Not everyone is capable of that. The heavier load falls upon the stronger shoulders, but the more spiritual responsibility we have, the more we are helped to succeed. The path of the spirit warrior may not seem to be the easiest path sometimes, but actually it is easier in the long term, because not liking or respecting yourself eventually leads to a tragic loss of soul. Our soul brings us creative fire, passionate purpose, and love so strong we want to heal the world, as well as spiritual connection and so much more. It is worth the effort to safeguard it by living in a way that is honorable and respectful. If that means living to a standard that is spiritual rather than ordinary, then that's okay. It's a more beautiful and special way to live anyway. So, fight the good fight, spirit warrior. Great things are headed your way, and you are showing yourself worthy and ready for greater success. There's a sacred ritual at the bottom that says, gaze at yourself in a mirror and say aloud, I see you. You are brave. You have gone through a lot and you have grown wiser and stronger. I respect you. I love who you choose to be. And show your self-respect. Honoring the self, right? You've been through a lot to become who you are. There is no part of you that can't flow in the right direction when you let yourself flow in the direction you're meant to. You don't need to overthink. You don't need to overanalyze. You don't need to keep this a secret or word this a certain way so that other people don't think this or other people don't assume that. Like, if people are going to judge, they're going to fucking judge one way or the other. And mostly it's going to be at the whole idea that it was hidden in the first place. Well, if there's nothing wrong with who they are, why'd they hide it? You know what I mean? You don't have to overthink. You don't have to be super careful to not ruin something, because being super careful to not ruin something before it starts is what, in fact, ruins it before it starts. People, whether they realize it or not, are super empathic, and they can tell when someone is holding something back. They can tell when someone is trying to hide themselves. And it's off-putting in energy. Anybody in a high alignment isn't hiding who they are. They're just being open and they're going with the flow of things. So if you're not doing that, you're going to have a very difficult time aligning with people like that, especially if that's who you aspire to be or believe yourself to be, right? So be brave, be true to yourself. Like, don't worry about perfecting things. Spirit's plan's already perfect. As long as you can see the goal, then the outcome is it's inevitable. If you can see the positive goal, then the positive goal is inevitable. You don't have to figure out the steps to get there. If you can see the positive goal, then Spirit already knows the steps to get there. You just got to flow with it and roll with it and trust it, no matter what the inner guidance is telling you to do, so that your inner heart space, your feminine, your soul is happy with the choices that you're making, so that you're not tripping up along the way. Allowing yourself the freedom and the reality to just witness the experience and be grateful for it, the beauty of it, versus something beautiful in your mind never being able to actually manifest and be created. So I hope this helps, right? Because sweet release, releasing this shadow, helps you move into your highest good life that you would be able to achieve and manifest the best result outcome. Let go of overthinking. Fuck it, follow your gut and choose to flow with that more. You don't know why your gut's telling you what it's telling you, but it knows the way to your best and highest good vision, your best and highest good outcome. So have faith in it. Have full faith in it. Put trust in your gut every day, that it knows what it's doing and why it's choosing what it's choosing, because it knows what your highest good vision is. All right? So that is secret code name Elephant. If you want to call in Lord Ganesh, you can chant Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. You can chant that and recite that over and over again to recenter yourself and remove obstacles, which is who Ganesh is. I would greatly suggest looking into him and paying mind to him and calling him in to help you and assist you in removing your own obstacles and thought, so that you can help move forward with more flow. Okay? Grace Nicole Myths signing out, guys. I love you. My love and support is with you always. Remember to love each other, and most importantly, love yourself. Take care.